Okay, there we go. Hello, everyone. How are you? There's a new feature I just found on StreamYard, that countdown. So I think I am live. Okay, good. All right, so I found this cool little feature down at the bottom, the little ticker. So feel free to say hi, or please do actually say hi as you're jumping on. Let me know that you're here. It's so much more fun when I'm talking to people. And also, there's going to be a lot of information in this one, so feel free to ask questions throughout the whole thing. If I can't see your name, I just remembered. Let me just pull this up on my phone. Sometimes StreamYard needs permission to access your Facebook profile, but if you don't want to give it, don't worry, because I can see it on my phone, and I'll just check there. So let me just pull that up so that I can see. Okay. 1 second. 1 second. Groups. There we go. Okay. I've been doing this now over a year. You think I wouldn't be nervous. I still get nervous. Okay. So whether you're watching the replay or you're watching this live, go ahead and ask questions. Even if you're watching the replay, say hi, because I still get the notifications on my phone. So if you have a question, I can still answer it. I can still say hi, see that you're here. So I just want to let you know, it doesn't matter if you make it to the live or not, which reminds me, I have a whole list of announcements here as people are jumping on. So if you ever miss one of the lives that it's a subject that you really want to know about, I have a YouTube channel. It's not very popular, but all the videos are there. So just type in Minding Your Soul in YouTube and it will come up. And all the live videos that I've done, I put there. So you guys can watch them as you want without having to scroll through the group. It's a lot easier to find it there. And no, I haven't been running a marathon. I know I say that every time. And I tell people when I'm on the phone with them with consultations, I'm like, listen, I don't want you to think I'm sidetracked. Like I'm running around, I'm doing something. I'm just sitting at my desk and I'm out of breath. I'm due in about 2 weeks. And I had my appointment today. I don't even want to tell you what I weigh. It's ridiculous. I'm like, wait, let me take my boots off. But anyway, and they want to induce me because get this. She goes, well, because of your advanced geriatric age, and I'm not exaggerating, advanced geriatric, you are geriatric at the age of 35. And then after the age of 40, you're advanced geriatric. So I am an advanced geriatric pregnant person. So they want to induce because they said nothing good happens after 40 weeks. So I don't know if I'm going to be around for the last week in February, depending on when we schedule that, or even if, I don't know if I have to schedule it, maybe I'll go in early, like naturally. But anyway, so if I don't make it to the last baking demo, I'm really sorry. But of course I will post and I will let you guys know. So that reminds me, there's a calendar of events in the files section. If you ever want to know what the hell's going on, what you can sign up for free, there's a ton of free stuff. This next baking demo might be the last one. We'll see how it goes with when I deliver. And that's tomorrow. It's tomorrow at 1 o'clock. We're making a dairy-free peanut butter cheesecake. The cashews, give you a little hint, are soaking right now. It's going to be fun, and it's not fancy, so don't worry about being fancy. Either sign on, join us for 5 minutes, or join us for the whole time. It will be fun. I think I have fun. I don't know. Oh, I'm going to see the comments right now, and Sally May, hello. Elizabeth, hello. Thanks for jumping on. All right, Silvana's on. Teresa's here. Thank you so much. I feel better when I know I'm talking to people. Okay, so a couple of things are coming up this month. I just wanted to let you know that this Saturday is the 19th, and that is Catherine's class on Heartlink with your angels. I'll put all the links that I talk about. I have the whole list in the comments when I get off here. And that's at 12 o'clock. And that's the class that I took that I didn't want to take. I was kind of reluctant, but it works. It's a simple tool. It's for healing. It takes away your pain. You actually do whatever. I'm not going to give it away, but it's this Saturday. If you want to read about it, I'll put it in the links. And then next Wednesday's live at 5. I'm really excited about because we're going to have a guest on, one of the members in the group, Jen Mercer. She is going to teach us how to make homemade beauty products and cleaning products using essential oils. Now, I have an addiction while I'm pregnant to essential oils. I love them. And I make a few things. I make my own hand soap. It's real simple. It's soap. It's one of those things that foam the soap, and then it's essential oils. And then I also do a body butter, which I'll show you how to make. It so freaking simple. And it smells really good. The reason why it's so important to stay away from chemicals and fragrances is because if you can smell it, and it's a chemical, not an essential oil, if you can smell the chemical, then the Epstein-Barr virus can feed on it. Yeah, I know. I was shocked as shit when I read that the first time. If you can smell it, the Epstein-Barr virus can feed on it. So that's why you want to make sure that you stay away from as many chemicals as possible. Now, chemicals, obviously, our bodies are designed to handle chemicals. We can absolutely get rid of the chemicals. That's why we have a liver. However, our livers become overburdened by all the chemicals that we come in contact with, because there are so many that we don't have control over, that are in the air, that are in the pipes, the cookware, everything that we come in contact with. We're getting overloaded. And because our food doesn't have the nutrients in it that it once used to, we're now getting less nutrients to heal our livers, right? And more chemicals to get rid of. So like the scales they're not even. So we need to give it a little bit of help. So where we can control the chemical intake, that's what we do. I'm not saying get rid of them, fear them, don't. Just where you can control it, don't use a chemical. That's all. Okay, so that was it for the announcements. Yeah, one more thing. February 27th, the last Sunday, we're doing our MS group clearing session with Catherine again. That's at 2 p.m. That's $52. This month's topic is clearing conflicts with healing. It's a really good one. So again, all of these things and all of the links are in the files tab under calendar. I think it says January, February calendar. I haven't done March yet. Okay, so this is a really good one. Brandon's on, and oh, hi, Matt, you're on. Hi, it's nice to see you. And thank you. Thank you very much. You're awesome too. All right, so we're going to be talking about the peaks and valleys of healing today. I wanted to kind of catch your attention and say, slow down, you will go faster. And the reason why that's in my head is because I had a boss back when I was in my 20s, working in corporate America, and he always said to me, Janine, slow down, you will go faster. I'm like, what the hell does that even mean? So finally, he explained it to me. And I mean, obviously, it was different. You need to slow down your healing, because if you are the type of person who is constantly like, power through, I can do it, I want to show you here now why that's not going to work for you, why you are going to exhaust your body more than you're going to heal your body. And the whole point of what we're doing here with this whole protocol is to heal the body in a very gentle way. We want to detox the crap out while we're building up our immune system. We want to starve the virus. We want to kill the virus with our very healthy immune system that we're building up with all of those antioxidants. And then we want to detox the virus out. Now, it's making my job a lot easier now that Matt Embry is all over the place talking about how, oh, it's the Epstein-Barr virus. It's just the Epstein-Barr virus. That's all we're doing. MS doesn't have to be this crazy, scary thing. I was once terrified and thinking that I just received a death sentence, because there I was with an MS diagnosis. I had my 2-year-old, and they're telling me, oh, you can't have any more kids if you go on the medication. So when I finally scared me into going on the medication. And then I got worse. I got so much worse until I ended up paralyzed with now 2 kids in both my arms and my legs. It took me 10 years to figure this shit out. And I don't want anyone else to have to wait that long to experience healing, because it is possible and it's not that hard. You just got to know a couple things. So in this group, we talk about the protocol. We talk about the lemon juice and the celery and the gluten-free, the dairy-free, the egg-free. You guys all know that already. And if you don't, they're in the videos, the past videos, go watch them. But now I want to talk to you about the peaks and valleys, because it is very scary when you are starting to get worse and you're really going off of like blind faith that you're doing the right thing, right? You're listening to some chick on Facebook who's like, oh, drink celery juice and you'll heal your symptoms. Like, your neurologist is like, what are you, crazy? Go on medication. Who are you going to listen to? Of course, it's hard to listen to the chick on Facebook. So that's why I'm building a library of evidence of all the people who are healing with this. And that's why we have this group, so we could all see each other healing on this. However, we're going to talk right now about the peaks and the valleys of healing. I was always the kind of person, which is why I identify with a lot of people in this group who are like, no, I want to do it all. I want to do it all at one time. I'll do the lemon water, the celery juice. I'll go gluten free. And what happens? They break, they stop. Motivation only lasts so long. Motivation lasts only until, excuse me, life starts getting difficult, and then you reach for your comforts, right? And if you're not set up for success, a lot of times those comforts aren't going to be gluten-free. They aren't going to be egg-free. So that's why you got to set yourself up for success by slowly and gradually going through the steps of the protocol so that you can see what's affecting you and how it's affecting you. You have time to evolve into a gluten-free lifestyle. You don't do it all overnight. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to share my screen so that you can see my, it's just my drawing, but I couldn't find a picture that would display. Hold on. Okay, the entire screen. I couldn't find a picture that was going to do it. So I just drew it. So let me just see on here. Just let me know if you can see that clearly. I'm just looking at my phone right now to make sure that it came up and it's not a bit of a display. Oh, a delay. But yes, okay, it came up. All right, so everyone wants to know why healing isn't linear. It kind of is, because if you look at the points, they do go up in a straight line. However, when you are healing, let's say you're starting right here and you begin the lemon water and the celery juice. Your body is working so hard to, oh, Sally, you can see it make, yes, clearly. Thank you. Thank you so much. I love your guys' help. Thank you so much. All right. So when you start to detox, you're asking a lot of your body. And your body's like, all right, this is exhausting. I think I can do it, but this is a lot for me. Because really, when people start, they start and they have all of these symptoms and their health is pretty low to begin with. And now you're asking the body to do even more. So that's when the energy starts to decline. Do you see this down here? This is a valley. This is what I call a valley. Your health, your energy is declining. And only you can say when enough is enough. Might be days, might be weeks, might be months, it might be hours. So when you get to the point where you're like, you know what? I'm good. I'm done. This is too much. I'm too tired. That's when you stop. And that's when you start going up again. And when you come up again, your baseline of health is now slightly higher than what it was when you started. Okay, so you're going to detox, your energy is going to go down, you're going to stop, then you're going to go back up, and you're going to have a new baseline. It's going to be higher than what it was when you started. Then you're going to live here for a while, and you're going to start again with the celery juice and the lemon water, and then it's going to start to decline again. Your energy is going to go down. You're going to be in a peak and you're going to be like, oh my God, what the hell? I'm getting worse. My symptoms are getting worse. Yes, they are. You're detoxing. They absolutely are. But when we're doing this for the first time, it's blind faith. You have no evidence that what you're doing is working. And I get that. And it's scary as hell. And that's why I'm on here week after week telling you it's okay. You're doing the right thing. You are going to get worse before you get better. And then you can see other people who are getting better as they go through this process. So although healing isn't linear, if you were to plot the points of all of these peaks, they are going up in a straight line. And you'll notice some of these points right here. What is this right here? This is a plateau. Sometimes you're going to ride the plateau and you're going to stay right here and you're like, I don't want to do anything ever again. I'm feeling so good. And then you're going to get to the point where you go, okay, I'm ready. Let's do it again. And maybe it's the heavy metal detox smoothie that sends you into this lowering of energy and exacerbation of symptoms. Maybe that's what you do once a week or twice a week. Or maybe you do it 3 days a week and the rest of the week you take off. Only you can decide what's best for you and when to stop. All right, let me come back so I can see you guys. Okay, so let me know if you understood that, the peaks and the valleys. So when you're in a peak, you're like, oh my God, I did it. I feel so good. And your brain goes, that's great. This is where you should be all the time. This is what healthy people feel. And then you start again with either the celery juice or the heavy metal smoothie, whatever you stopped. And you start feeling like shit again. And all of a sudden you're like, oh no, I thought I was doing so good. I must have screwed up. No, you didn't. You have to always refer back to the peaks and the valleys of healing, and why and remember why it's so important to handle those valleys with grace, because a peak is coming and no one can tell you how many days to do it before you stop. You have to be your own advocate, doctor, whatever. You have to say, oh, you know what? Okay, this is what she was talking about. I'm detoxing. I'm feeling really tired. I can do this. I can power through. But you know what? I feel like I'm so low. I'd like to come back up again before I start again. Because the lower you go in terms of energy and symptoms, the longer it's going to take you to come back up and bring that baseline back up. So that's why we have kids, if not kids, spouses, if not spouses, jobs, houses, family, friends, obligations. We have shit we have to do. So that's why don't let the energy get down so low that it's so hard to come back up. And these peaks and these valleys are exhausting. Do a little bit at a time. Okay. Go down, go up, go down, go up. Make sure that you know your limits and don't power through. Don't power through and don't be a badass, because the lower you go in that valley, the longer it's going to take you and the more exhausting it's going to be to reach that peak. And then the less you're going to want to do it again. All right. So if you slow down and take a ton of breaks, your peaks are going to be so much higher. Your valleys will be less low, and that line is going to go a lot faster up. Okay. So just keep that in mind. And if you have any questions, you let me know. Okay. Let's read some comments. Who's here? Oh, Mary's here. Hello, Mary. It's good to see you. Oh, Sally, thank you. Absolutely understand. Yeah, let me know if you guys have any questions on what I just said, because to me it makes sense, but I don't always explain it very clearly. So you let me know. Stephanie says, I think I'm ready for the heavy metal smoothie, but I'm kind of scared. You know what? That's the great thing about it. Drink it once. See what it does. Just like with the celery juice. So many people say, I'm afraid of the celery juice. Yeah, you should be, because some people go running to the bathroom. And I always say, if you're not completely mobile, take that celery juice slow. Start off very slow. Start off with 8 ounces. Start out with 4 ounces. There's no rush here. Everything happens in divine timing. Everything happens the way it's supposed to. We have a timeline in our heads that really, excuse my language, fuck us up. We should be healing. We should do this faster. We should do this. We should do that. And every time I say that, I always hear Tony Williams. I got Anthony Williams in my head. Tony Robbins saying, stop shitting all over yourself. People shit all over themselves all the time. Stop shitting. Stop saying I should. And I'm taking my own advice here, because I do the same thing. This healing works in a way that we don't understand. We see the evidence and we keep on going, but we don't understand all the work that is going on behind the scenes, because we can't see it. We can't unzip our bodies, open them up and go, oh, wow, you did a shit ton of work today. My God, no wonder I was feeling so tired. And trust me, I have to take my own advice, because I'm so triggered by this pregnancy, because the last time I felt this exhausted, I was bedridden. I had terrible symptoms, and I was thinking I was never going to get better. I was never going to be able to raise my kids. So this exhaustion, I still in my head, I'm like, why the fuck am I so tired? What the hell did I do today? I didn't even do anything. Well, and then I'm like, Janine, you're pregnant. Janine, you're 9 months pregnant. You have a full-grown child inside of you that's sucking every nutrient out of you. And it's crazy, because logically I know that, but emotionally I'm still scared. I'm very scared. People ask me all the time, well, aren't you afraid in the months after pregnancy? Because during pregnancy, MS or not, you feel great. It's in the months after that you always get the exacerbations, you always get the symptoms. And yeah, I'm really afraid. I'll tell you real quick before we get into talking about the detours that the body makes. Someone asked me the other day, they're like, well, have you had any symptoms? I'm like, well, actually, I have, and I'll tell you. Do you remember I told you guys a couple of months ago, I said, I accidentally glutenize myself less and less as the years go on, but it still happens. The last time that it happened, I ate 3 potato chips that had gluten on them. Yeah, on them. They were flavored. My husband, who I normally trust 100%, he's like, "Oh my God, taste these. These are so good." I'm eating them. I'm like, "Wow, these are awesome." And he's like, "Oh my God, love, I'm so sorry. There's gluten in them." That was the first time um, nothing happened. Like I used to always joke and say a limb would fall off, or something would fall off. Like an arm would go numb, a leg would go numb, tingles. I'd be exhausted for at least 4 weeks. And the only thing that I got that time was a rash on my arm that was so itchy. It popped out the next day and it was so itchy. I scratched it so hard and it became a scab and it was right here. Well, guess what? A week ago, I'm getting itching throughout the whole pregnancy, but this was so bad. I scratched so hard that it's the same looking rash in the same place as it was when I glutenized myself. So, is the virus feeding off of my hormones because they're so high right now, and it's duplicating and it's in my body and my body's dealing with it? Is that why I'm so tired? Am I just itchy because it's a normal pregnancy symptom? I don't freaking know. I don't know. And it's very scary. And I keep talking myself down off the ledge because I keep arguing with myself and saying, listen, I have the tools. I help other people heal. You'll be fine even if you do get symptoms. You know what to do to get back on track. So I want you to know that blind faith in the beginning is so hard. Me, after all of these years of healing myself and then helping other people heal, I still get triggered. I still get scared. You still need that community of people who are doing it with you, who have done it before you, who are doing it alongside of you. You need that support. So as soon as this child comes out and sleeps and I'm on a regular schedule, I'll open up the workshop again and we'll bring in another group of people and we'll do the whole group again. We'll do it together. In the meantime, stay in touch with me and I'll do as much as I can while I'm on this like maternity leave. Anyway, let me get back to what I was saying. We just talked about the peaks and the valleys. Quinn's on. Hey, Quinn, how are you? I'm definitely in a valley. Yeah, right? The valleys, they suck because they're so scary. They're so triggering. Handle this valley with grace and keep doing what you're doing, the lemon water, the celery juice, the heavy metal detox smoothie. And if you need to stop those things to get yourself into a peak, don't stop being gluten-free. That's not going to help you at all, ever. The gluten is what's starving the virus. The healthy foods are what's strengthening your immune system to kill the now weakened virus so you can flush it out of your body. So keep doing what you know to do. And I'm telling you, Quinn, that peak is going to happen soon. So reach out to me if you have any questions. Rhonda, don't be afraid, Stephanie, message me. See what I mean about the community? These are your people. These are the people who are doing it. Rhonda, she didn't even do any coaching. She's like, I got this. Rhonda and Stephanie, they're like, totally got this. I got to interview you guys. I got to stay awake long enough to message you guys, to interview you guys. They just took the protocol and ran with it, and they're healing and they're doing amazing. So when somebody says, hey, reach out to me, take them up on it. Utilize this community because we're all doing the same thing. We're all healing the same thing. Sally, what's the heavy metal detox, please? If somebody wants to post the link, heavy metal detox smoothie, or actually Sally, heavy metal detox smoothie medical medium. You can Google that right now and that will come up, or I will make sure that when I'm posting the announcements later in the comments, heavy metal detox smoothie recipe, I'll put it in there. What that is, it's just 5 or 6 ingredients that you put together that act kind of like they kind of act like a team to get the heavy metals out of your body safely. Other things, or if you don't have all of them working together, they will pick up a heavy metal, but they'll drop them somewhere before they get them out of your body. And a lot of other things use your bloodstream to detox. This heavy metal detox smoothie doesn't. It uses your excretory system. So it bypasses your blood and it goes right through your pee and your poop out that way and through your skin. I know this because when I started the heavy metal detox smoothie, I broke out in whiteheads everywhere. It was awful. And I was ugly for a very long time. It was just so awful. So it does come out through your skin too. But the reason why we have to get rid of our heavy metals in our body is because our livers are overburdened, because our virus, the Epstein-Barr virus, is in our liver. people with an MS diagnosis, it's in your liver and it's in your spleen. People with a thyroid diagnosis, the Epstein-Barr virus is in your thyroid. IBS, it's in the tract of your intestines. Whew, getting out of breath. Hold on, let me read more comments. So Sally, if you don't find it on the Google, I'll put it in the comments later. May, I had MDS and had symptoms, chest hurt, okay, the heavy metal smoothie, yes. Yes, when you get those symptoms, sometimes it could be very hard on the body, that heavy metal detox smoothie. I know people who have been doing this protocol for over a year and they still get symptoms when they do the heavy metal smoothie. So they're down to like once a week. Maybe it's once a week for you. Maybe that's when you do it. So you need to play with your schedule and see what works for you. Maybe instead of making the entire recipe, what you do is you make it once and then you drink it for 3 days, right? It stays fine. It's just, you can stick it back in the freezer actually if you wanted to. But you can drink it over, like maybe you start out with 4 ounces and not like the huge jar that it makes. Okay, who else is okay? So Jen's watching. Kristen, Stephanie, Rhonda, thank you so much. Yeah, that was nice. I love when you guys reach out to each other, because that's what's really going to make this work. Like I said, the brain needs evidence that this stuff works. And the more people that you can reach out to and talk to and say, oh yeah, I felt the same way, I experienced this too, the more that's going to help you with that blind faith that I was talking about, because it really is hard when you're going through a valley to understand that it's just a valley. It's your body is doing what it needs to do. It's actually a sign of health, and not like before when you would have an exacerbation and not know why, or at least know that it wasn't because your body was healing. So thank you for being so supportive to each other. It really warms my heart, because it can't just be me. It can't just be me telling you, oh, do this, it works. You need evidence. And that's why I bring in with my group the body, the mind, and the soul. I take care of the body with the nutrition, but you need the mindset. You need the mindset from Matt Rowe, and you need the soul from Catherine Rose. So you really, in order to heal, you have to heal on all levels. It can't just be one, because, well, I won't go into that. That's a whole nother video. I'm sorry, I'm getting off track. We're supposed to be talking about detours right now. All right, so. Oh, hey, Janice, I see you. How are you? Peaks and valleys are natural, but this stuff works. I fucking love Janice. I really do. She's so zen. She's so sweet. And yes, she was a client, and this stuff, it really does work. So thank you for saying that. And Arden, would it work for people having difficulties to not do the entire, yes, heavy metal detox smoothie at once? I eat parts throughout the day. Absolutely. Excellent question. And I am so glad you brought that up, Arden, because like I said, all of those ingredients of the heavy metal detox smoothie work together to bring out the chemicals through your excretory system. Now, putting them all in a smoothie is just a convenient, tasty way to do it. You don't have to do it that way. As long as you eat or consume all of those ingredients within a 24-hour period, you will get the same benefits. That's why I don't do the cilantro in it. I think it's disgusting. I like cilantro a lot, plain. I can eat it with an avocado, a lime, whatever, in my salad, but I don't want it in the smoothie, because it's just, I don't like what it does to the smoothie. So what I do is I eat the cilantro later. But absolutely, if it's easier, maybe you'll get less symptoms if you eat those ingredients separately throughout the day. Now, it might be hard to do the spirulina and the barley grass juice powder. Is that curl? I don't know how you would do that, not in a smoothie, but I'm sure you can get creative and find a way to do it. So yeah, Arden, that was a great point. Okay. So now we're going to talk about detours. A lot of times people are asking me, well, Janine, I have permanent damage. I can't heal. And I go, okay, let's talk about this, because you absolutely can heal. You always can heal. Unless there's a nerve that is severed, you can absolutely get that signal delivered. Now, of course, we know if you're in an accident and there's something wrong with the nerves because they're not connecting, right? There's something severed. Of course, the signal's not going to go from point A to point B. But when we have MS, We get these MRIs and they're like, oh my God, there are lesions everywhere. My goodness, signals are not getting through. You're going numb. You're paralyzed. You can't walk. You need to go on medication. That's the only thing that's going to slow the progression of the disease. But what they don't tell you is that 90 something, some high 90 percentage of the world, of the people in this world have brain lesions. And for all different reasons, right? It's not always the immune system attacking the nerve like they say it is. However, just a little side note, the immune system is never attacking the nerve. It's attacking the Epstein-Barr virus that is feeding on the heavy metals in the brain. Okay, do you see how this is all wrapped together? It's not an autoimmune situation. Your body isn't automatically attacking itself. Your body is doing what it is absolutely designed to do, which is kill pathogens. You have a virus inside of you that is feeding on either what you're giving it, the gluten, the dairy, the eggs, or it's feeding on the heavy metals that are in your brain and on your spine and in your body. So your body is never attacking itself. So just keep that in mind. So let's say you're told that a signal that leaves your brain and needs to go down to your toes isn't getting there because of one of your lesions. Okay, fine. That makes perfect sense, right? So that's why you're like, all right, I'll believe him, the doctor, her, whatever. What they fail to tell you is that that signal can still get through. It can make a detour. Your body doesn't just have one route where the signal can only take that route. And if there's a blockage in that route, you're screwed. That's it. You can't walk. That's not how the human body works. The MS Gym talks about this all the time. There are multiple pathways that your body can take to get the signal from point A to point B. Think about this, though, because your body works very efficiently. Your body is always going to take the most efficient way to do something, always. So here's my analogy. You're driving down the road and you come to a traffic jam. Well, you have choices. You could either build a bridge because you know how to do that. Okay. It's just your profession. You know how to build a bridge. So you can go, okay, you know what? I can get all my people together and we can build a bridge over this traffic jam. Or I can take a different road and take a detour around. What's the most efficient thing that you're going to do? You're going to take the friggin' detour, right? Of course you are. That's what your body does. What they don't tell you at the neurologist's office is that myelin absolutely can regenerate itself. It absolutely can regenerate. You can heal that scar. But your body's like, the fuck, I don't want to heal that scar. That's going to take way too much time, way too much energy, and way too many resources. I don't want to heal that scar. What I want to do is I want to go around the scar. So my body, when I first got healthy, I didn't have the use of my legs. And I didn't understand that when I got healthy, as I healed, my legs were fine up into my toes. Up until recently, up until I found the medical medium, I couldn't feel my toes. But I didn't care. I was walking. So I never understood that when I got sick, a cold, a flu, whatever, I'd lose my legs. I couldn't walk. And I didn't understand that because as soon as I started getting better, my legs would come back. I'm like, all right, well, this is the part that I don't understand. And then finally, little pieces of the puzzle started coming together. I got more information from different sources, and I understood that when your body is too tired to take the detour, it's not going to take it. It's going to stop at that lesion, and it's going to go, oh, fuck it, I'm too tired. Also, if your body is not healthy enough, it won't have the energy to make the detour and it's going to get stuck. So my legs were paralyzed. I started getting healthier. My body's like, oh, I don't have to fight this virus anymore. My God, what am I going to do with all this energy? You know what? Let me start making some detours. So it started making a detour around the lesions, right? But then when I would get sick or with the flu or something, it would go, I can't, I'm too tired, because it was still a detour. It wasn't the primary route. Well, it wasn't until after I started the medical medium protocol and the protocol that you know today as the Starve Kill Detox. It wasn't until I started that I don't know how long ago, maybe it was like a year after that, I got the flu. I was the happiest freaking flu patient ever because I was still able to walk. I was still able to feel my legs, use my legs. Nothing ever happened to my legs. I was so happy. What I later learned is that your body takes a detour, but after a while, of taking that detour, it's no longer a detour. It's the primary route. So therefore, my body didn't require any extra energy to make the detour because it was the primary route. And plus, the later on down the road, if I did get sick, my level of health did not decline so much that my body was too tired to do anything. It goes, you know what? I'm good. I'm going to fight this flu and I'm going to take care of all the signals are going to where they need to go. So I don't want you to think that because you're paralyzed in either your arms or your legs or whatever, that you're a lost cause. You never are. Healing is always possible. Your body always wants to heal. It's just dependent on what we give our bodies, the resources that we give our bodies to build those detours, to take those detours. It's like hiring a contractor to build you a house. You have all the blueprints. He knows exactly what to do, but you're like, you know what? I don't want you to use any tools, no wood, no nails, no hammers. I just want you to build the house. He's going to be like, what the hell? I need my tools. Your body needs its tools in order to heal. And you are the only one that can give your body those tools. So everything that you do for your body, everything that you put inside of your body, you always need to ask yourself, is this going to hurt me or is this going to heal me? And then make a decision what you want to do. You're handed chocolate chip cookies and they look fucking fabulous, but they're full of gluten. Well, guess what? Gluten feeds the virus. Is it going to hurt you or is it going to heal you? Yeah, they're going to taste good, but we're not here to please our taste buds, right? We're here to kill the virus. So find your gluten-free cookies, find your comfort foods so that you're never in a position where you're going, oh, but I'm starving. I have nothing else to eat. Because you want to help your body as much as possible make those detours and make them be primary routes. So, okay, so we went over peaks and valleys. Let me see if there's any questions because I know that there is one more topic that I wanted to go over, though I can't remember what it is right now. There was one more thing. Okay, so Jen had a question. What about making a smoothie without powders in it and then adding one powder or cilantro to smaller ones throughout the day if it's tough to have them all together in one smoothie? Exactly. This is not something where you have to do it all perfectly all the time. The only thing that you have to do perfectly all the time is never eat gluten. Gluten is going to feed that virus to the point where it's now giving you symptoms and it's going to be alive now for 6 weeks because the Epstein-Barr virus has a life cycle of 6 weeks. So a little bit of dairy, a little bit of eggs. I ate them while I was healing because I didn't know any better and I still healed. But anytime I had the tiniest bit of gluten, I didn't heal. I got something fell off, either an arm or a leg, and I was down for like 6 to 8 weeks. You can't cheat on the gluten. You absolutely can't. It's going to set you back those 6 weeks. But like Jen said, there's always a way to get this stuff inside of you. You don't have to do it perfectly and be like, okay, lemon water, 20 minutes, celery juice, 20 minutes, heavy metal detox smoothie. I have to drink this much every day, 7 days a week because this is what it takes to heal. No, this is a lifestyle. This is how you're going to live for the rest of your life. So you don't feel like doing celery juice? Don't do the freaking celery juice. Do the lemon water, right? You don't want to do the heavy metal smoothie? Okay, don't. Make sure you have your blueberries that day. Make sure you get maybe your powders in later on that day in something else. Eventually, you will get it down to where there's a balance and you know what you're doing every day and you've figured out how to kill the virus every day, starve the virus every day, and detox it out of your body. This is an evolution. You don't just start this overnight and go, oh, wow, I'm healed. This is great. So your protocol is going to look different than somebody else's protocol, right? When I was working and I had to get up and go to my accounting office, my god-awful accounting office every morning, I didn't have 20 minutes to wait, right? So I drank the lemon water, I drank the celery juice, and then I drank the heavy metal smoothie, and then I'd have terrible, freaking awful gas. And I'm like, what did I do? I can't do this. So you know what I did? I'm like, all right, I get up, I drink the lemon water. I go take a shower. I come back. It's 45 minutes later. I take the celery juice that I made earlier, pull it out of the refrigerator, drink that. Okay, great. Heavy metal smoothie I make right before I leave the house, and I drink that in the car on my way to the office. It seems so simple, but in the beginning when I first started this, I'm like, how am I ever going to do this before work? It's an evolution. All right, so a couple more questions before I look up what the next topic is. Jen, that was a great point. Thank you. Um, Quinn, you said tingles with a heart. Did you say something before that? Tingles. Oh wait, but Kristen did. Can you freeze the celery juice? I don't see why not. The medical medium says no, but I feel like how much damage could that do? If that's the only way to get it in your body by making it and then freezing it for the next couple days, I say why not? The only thing you can't do is dilute it, even with water. You want it straight the way it comes, and don't put anything else in it, like apple juice or whatever other kind of juice. That's the only thing you can't do. Freezing it, I don't see a problem with that. I can't think of one, and I've never heard Anthony Williams say, "Don't freeze it." He does always say, "Don't do anything to it," but I can't imagine that freezing is a problem. So you know what, Kristen? Go ahead and freeze it. All right. I read that one. I read that one. Rhonda, nothing tastes as good as being healthy feels. Right choices, exactly. Are you going to hurt yourself or are you going to heal yourself? I had a client last week. For the first time, she made a really good decision, a really good decision. She was out with friends and she's like, you know what? I'm not going to do it. She's been glutenizing herself quite often and she hasn't been making progress. She didn't glutenize herself. She felt amazing all weekend, not because anything happened the next day. It's because she was proud of herself for doing what she knows is going to heal her body long term. That proud of yourself feeling is addicting. Once you start doing this, yes, it is freaking hard in the beginning. Any kind of change is hard in the beginning. Trust me, when this kid comes out and I have to lose the 50 pounds that I gained during this pregnancy, it's going to suck. But I'm going to get on a schedule, I'll get on a routine, and eventually it's going to get easier. Nothing in the beginning is easy, so just take it in small chunks. But I love that, Rhonda. Nothing tastes as good as being healthy feels. I love that. Arden, do eggs feed the virus? Or I thought they did. Yeah, no, eggs definitely feed the virus, and so does dairy. But what I was saying was before I knew that, I was still healing. I didn't eat a lot of dairy or eggs because they bothered my stomach, and I just didn't like, well, dairy did, and I just didn't like eggs. But they do feed the virus, but just not as feverishly as gluten does, because I still healed to about 60%. I always say like 60%. I still had numb toes. My leg would go numb when I got tired. I'd still got brain fog at the end of the day. So it wasn't until I found the celery juice and the medical medium saying, don't eat eggs and don't eat dairy. They feed the virus. I'm like, oh shit, I cut them out. Oh my God. What a difference. Within a year, I went from 60% healed to 100% healed. So yeah, I don't want to confuse anybody. Gluten, dairy, eggs feed the virus, but gluten, you absolutely cannot cheat on. If you cheated on the dairy or the eggs every now and then, it's not going to be as bad as if you were to cheat on gluten. Gluten, you have to stay away from. Okay. Okay. Oh, Angelica, how are you? 16 ounces. Angelica says 16 ounces of celery juice is recommended a day. What happens if you drink more? More detox side effects? Well, you know what? That depends. If you were to drink more, it is more healing. And yes, more detox symptoms can happen. But so many people are so different. You have to test it on yourself. He always says, I know people who are drinking 32 ounces of celery juice a day, and they keep healing and healing and healing, and they don't have those detox symptoms. But then other people are really sensitive. And the more they drink, the more detox symptoms they get, and they only feel good on those breaks. So the more celery juice, the better, right? But yes, you may be inclined to getting more detox symptoms. Okay. This child is pushing out like he wants to come out. I hope. All right. I'm going to talk about that later. I can't do lemon or lime water. Sally, why not? Why not? Lemon or lime water. All right. I want to know why. Send me an email or a message if you can. Why can't you do lemon or lime water? It's so good for you. All those minerals. Our water today is dead. Just for anyone wondering, why do we have to put lemon or lime in our water? Our water is dead. It's got no minerals left. It's got nothing left in it. So we drink it. It goes in, it goes out, right? Very little gets absorbed. That's why you feel like, oh my God, why am I peeing so much? When you add the lemon to it, it actually goes through the intestinal walls and into your body and into your organs. So the lemon and the lime, it's very important to add in there. I don't know if there's a substitution, Sally. So let me look into that. Oh, Matt, you're still on. What'd you say? Yes, self-encouragement is addictive. It really is, right? When you talk about that proud of yourself feeling. You're like, we rarely feel proud of ourselves. We feel proud of our kids, we feel proud of other people, but we rarely feel proud of ourselves because we are the ones who are always being put last, right? We're like, oh, it's just us. Don't worry, we'll be fine. Let me make the good stuff for everybody else and I'll eat the shit. When we finally put ourselves first and it feels good, you can do one of two things. You can feel like, I did it, I took care of myself. Or you can play the victim and be like, oh, poor me, I shouldn't really take care of myself. Other people are more important. No, get over that. You are the most important because you can't help anybody else around you if you haven't taken care of yourself first. So that's why you have to put yourself first. You have to take care of your lemon water, your celery juice, your heavy metal smoothie, and then you can take care of everybody else. That feeling of being proud of yourself that you did something for you is addicting. Okay, so Jennifer Mercer, lemon and lime essentials in water and any citrus essential in water is amazing and so easy. It is absolutely amazing, but I don't think the oils have the same live enzymes as the lemon or the lime that you squeeze into the water. So the essential oils have amazing health benefits, but don't use them in place of the live lemon. You want that in there too, because that's what's going to bring your water back to life. All right, I'm just going to go over here real quick because I know. Oh, that's what the third thing is. Why it's necessary to do this protocol in steps. Okay, so the reason why when we do our group coaching, I always start the first month. These are people who have never done anything before, right? So the first month we do the lemon water and the celery juice. The second month we learn about the gluten-free. The reason why we don't do it all at once is because you have to know what's affecting you. What is causing the symptoms? You have to get yourself on a schedule. So the lemon water and the celery juice, they take a lot of time to get down a schedule in the morning, to get them in before anything else. And you have to understand that when you first start the celery juice, you might feel nothing, right? For a couple weeks, and then you're running to the bathroom. Because remember, the celery juice kills the Epstein-Barr virus on contact, and your body becomes overwhelmed and takes the nearest exit to get the literal shit out of your body. So that's why, like, you feel the rumbling, there's no pain, but you have to go evacuate immediately. So you don't know how that's going to affect you. So we take the month to figure that out. And then we take a month to figure out the gluten-free. Because honestly, it's much easier when you take a few things off your grocery list every week and convert them over to gluten-free. When you taste different ice creams or dairy-free ice creams or gluten-free pastas, and you're like, oh, you know what? Let me try that new pasta tonight. Oh, that tastes like shit. You know what? Next week, I got to get a different brand. So it's an evolution. Every step has its side effects, unfortunately. Every step has changed that your life now has to adapt to. And after the 4 months, you're like, holy crap, I really changed a lot, but I didn't feel like I did. It wasn't stressful because you didn't do it all at once. So make sure you don't do everything all at once and like, okay, I'm going to go gung ho and do everything I'm going to start everything tomorrow. You don't want to do that because motivation runs out. Life gets hard. We reach for our comforts and then we give up. And then when we give up, we feel self-loathing. And when we're in that self-loathing, we tend to stay there, right, for a while until we can talk ourselves out of it. Don't go into the self-loathing. Give yourself some grace. Take the stuff in steps, do it slowly, support each other, ask questions, right? And just keep taking baby steps forward. I'm trying to give you guys all of this information before I kind of, have the baby and I'm not in here as much as possible. I don't know how it's going to go. Maybe nothing will change. I don't know. My first child was a colicky bastard. He still is at 19 years old. My second one slept after a couple of weeks and it was fine. I just haven't done this in a really long time. So I'm kind of nervous. So that's why I'm like throwing so much information out at you. But remember, go to the Minding Your Soul YouTube channel and watch the previous videos. If you're new to this group and you're like, what in God's name is she talking about with this virus? Go back and watch the videos because there's so much good information that you can learn little by little and just start incorporating. And then what did I say? I'm thinking April. I'm not going to put too much pressure on myself, but I'm thinking April, I'll do another workshop where I go over the entire protocol and then open up the coaching program so that when we want to do it as a group, we'll grab another group in and we'll all do it together and we'll all heal together. And that's when you get put into a private group and we do the whole Matt Rowe, Catherine Rose, body, mind, and soul healing. And you guys fill up your toolbox within 4 months and you're off running. So before I go, I'm going to check if you have any more questions, put them in right now because I'm going to read those. I cannot believe I've been speaking for 50 minutes. The time goes by so fast. All right, so let me see. Oh, hey, Jackie. Don't worry about being late. I'm happy to see your name on here. I wish I could see your faces. We got to do that Facebook room again. That was fun. Okay, Sally, you have bladder problems when you drink it. Oh, excellent point. I am glad you brought that up. All right, so Sally, the Epstein-Barr virus has a cofactor called Streptococcus. It's the strep throat virus. Now, strep throat either travels north in your body or it travels south in your body, and it kind of stays there. So as a kid, mine traveled north. As a kid, I always had the sinus infections. I always had strep throat. I couldn't get tired without getting strep throat, right? And this was before and after I had mono, and all through early adulthood until I was diagnosed. Always has struggled with strep throat. When it travels south in your body, UTIs and bladder issues. So the reason why you have bladder problems when you drink it is because the lemon juice is actually aggravating and killing the Epstein-Barr virus and the Streptococcus virus. So that's why when I say you're going to get worse before you get better, you will have bladder problems because with MS comes Epstein-Barr and the Streptococcus virus. So it's very common to have those bladder issues get worse before they get better. Now, I'm not saying drink the lemon water every single day and just deal with bladder issues every single day, but do it little by little. And the more you starve, kill, and detox, the more you're going to get that virus out and the less bladder issues you're going to have. That's unfortunately how it works. I'm sorry, it's not an easier way. You do have to get worse before you get better. But thank you for asking. Thank you for telling me. I appreciate it. And I hope that helps. Suzanne, Jim. Dang, I just joined. Don't worry, it gets recorded. So if it's on the events tab, because only if I go live on Facebook is it in the events tab, I'm actually using StreamYard, so it doesn't get recorded in the events tab under the event itself, but I put it on YouTube. So just go Google Minding Your Soul or go to YouTube, search Minding Your Soul, and all the videos will be there. So if you missed it, don't worry about it. Wait, hold on. Quinn says, I'm petty. I cut it all out. I want to heal. Yeah, no, I hear you. Listen, if you can do it all at once and you want to do it all at once and you're doing fine with that, then go ahead. Absolutely. But I just want people to understand that you don't have to do it all at once. You can take, your valleys are going to be a lot deeper, a lot lower, and a lot longer if you do it all at once. And then bringing that back up to a peak is going to take a lot longer. But if that's what you want to do, then that's awesome. Then that works for you. But do what works for you. Don't just be like, oh my God, this is too much. I can't do it. Don't do too much. Pace yourself. So Quinn, if that works for you, that's freaking awesome. Rhonda said she added 2 pieces in 2-week increments. Awesome. So you might want to do the same thing. Do something new for your body every 2 weeks. Incorporate something else. Maybe you do it every month. I remember back when I was incorporating everything like years ago, once a month, I would do something new. So that's a great, nothing will change. Janice, what are you saying? Oh yeah, with the kids, right? Babies are on their own schedule. Yeah, I don't know. I'm really nervous. I feel like I'm way too old to not sleep. I know how I feel now, like when I don't sleep. I'm a zombie the next day, like a freaking zombie. I can't even imagine what this is going to be like at 44. I don't know. I'm nervous. We'll see. I'll keep you guys posted. Sally says, oh, thank you. That makes sense. I'm so glad. I hope you guys learned a lot. I hope I answered all of your questions. I'm just scrolling right now on my phone to make sure that I did. Oh, Malak's on. How are you? It's good to see you. All right, cool. I hope I answered all of your questions. Now, if you're watching the replay and you have more questions, absolutely post them and I will answer them. And I think I'm going to do, all right, never mind. That's just me thinking out loud. All right. So anyway, thank you for watching. The announcements I said in the beginning, we have a ton of stuff coming up. This Saturday, the 19th, is Catherine's Heartlink with Your Angels. It's a really cool thing. I use it all the time. Whoever said that they were going to take it to deal with their restless leg, which I'm dealing with now in pregnancy, it's awful. That thing that she does with the Heartlink, that little tool that she gave me, the restless leg, it's not 100% gone. I won't lie to you. But it is so much better. It is so much better. So this little healing thing that she gives you, it's amazing and it absolutely freaking works. And I was really reluctant to take that class because I was spending so much money with Catherine. I was like, no, no, no. And then I did it and I'm so glad that I did. Okay, so we have that. We have next Wednesday's live at 5 will be the oils, the essential oils and making cleaning products and face stuff. And I use eyelash serum with rosemary oil because it grows. And look, my eyebrows, I don't even have to color them in anymore because the rosemary oil is really working. That's next Wednesday. And then the 27th is the clearing. Also, in the files section of this group, in the files section, there's an events calendar, everything that's going on this month and how to register for it because there are live links in there. Just click on it. It will take you right to the link. So files section, look for the calendar. It will be there. And then the YouTube channel I already told you about. I think that's everything. All right, we're done. I hope you guys liked it. I hope you got a lot of good information. Thank you for being so freaking kind in this group. I watch everybody talk to each other and keep posting your progress. Keep posting your recipes. They are so helpful. And Anne, did I see you on here? Anne, I had so many consultations this week and everyone was like, who is that Anne Sizemore with those recipes? She should do that for a living. So many people mentioned you this week. I had to tell you. So if you're not on here, I gotta remember to send you a message. Oh, you guys are all saying thank you. You're welcome. You're very welcome. I hope this helps. I love watching your healing. Please keep me posted so that we can keep spreading the word and building that library of evidence that you can heal. You don't have to be sick, and we will all help each other get there. So, all right, guys, you have a great night, and I'll see you next week. If not before, I will see you next week. Have a great night.